Hi, thank you for clicking on the video, and I hope everyone is doing really well. So today I am reacting to another Alan Roberts video. This one is entitled, "The Absence of Personal Shame About Obesity is Hurting Society." Shame, personal shame, the only time a person should feel ashamed is if they are hurting others. If you are simply existing, going about your life, you wake up in the morning, you go to work, you spend time with your family, you just live life. What do you have to be ashamed of? Why should you be ashamed of yourself if you are doing all that you can to be a good person? I don't understand, but hopefully he will explain it to me.
People have personal responsibility. They should be in the best health they can, because that way it's good for them, good for their family, good for society, and it lowers their societal burden. When people just throw their health to the wind and they eat and drink too much and smoke too much, and they develop chronic illness and disease, or it takes more resources to accommodate them in our society, they are disproportionately burdensome to society. That is 100% true, right? No matter what.
I think this constitutes, just because you said 100% true doesn't make it 100% true. Just because you say it, and you say it in every video, and you say it constantly, does not make it true.
But what we need to see is that, we need to be looking at the companies and the government that is giving these people the accommodations, right? I understand a lot of these fat people are the ones that are saying, we need accommodation and fat pride and blah, blah, blah. They're fucking stupid, crazy ass people that are addicted to food. The people that know better, like the healthcare industry and the other people, the government.
So this has been going on for years, and it is so frustrating to look at people like him who take the extreme and try to convince the viewer that this is the norm. Fat positivity, fat acceptance, all of that is the extreme. The vast majority of people, just regular, normal, non-influencer people, do not exactly follow those extremist beliefs. But he has made his whole career pointing out the extremists and trying to say this is the norm. And it is so frustrating. Watching it makes me feel like I'm going crazy, because I'm like, that's not the norm. My sister uses this example all the time. Many, many years ago, there was a very popular, in the news, heard about him all the time, church called the Westboro Baptist Church. Maybe you've heard of them. And people were like, I hate Christianity because of the Westboro Baptist Church. Now, there's a lot of reasons to hate Christianity. I get it. But to condense it all down to this one singular, very small, mind you, church, and saying that's the reason, that's giving the extremists the power and saying that Christianity is the Westboro Baptist Church, when no, that's just a small extremist group within something that has a lot of problems. This is the same thing. He is reducing this whole thing, obesity as a whole, to a very small percentage of people who are extremists, who are in the public light, who are content creators, who post when they are uncomfortable in public, and it gets a lot of views, and then people like him see it and make videos like this, and it's just really irritating and frustrating, because it's like, okay, it's fine if you want to, talk about that kind of stuff, but talk about it as at face value as what it is, the outlier. It's not the rule, it's the exception, it's the extremist.
So did he say the healthcare industry and the government knows better? The same industry and government he criticized for the handling of the COVID pandemic? So we should listen to those experts, but only when it fits his narrative.
The government should be stepping in and saying, you motherfuckers have to have personal responsibility because you're infringing upon the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness of other fucking people.
I personally have never been truly affected by an obese person existing and living their life. Now, that's not to say maybe in some twisted, weird way, he is just on a daily basis being personally attacked by obese people, like just really coming at him in his real life. You know, he just steps outside and it's just like a swarm of fat people just coming at him. Like maybe that's just, you know, a thing he has to deal with. But just like me and everyone that I know and everyone that I know and they know they're not personally affected by fat people. The fat people in my life really add to my life. Actually, they make my life better. And that's right, I'm friends with people. I can be friends with people who don't look like me and get along. They know they're fat. I have eyes, I can see that they're fat, but like that's not really a factor in our friendship. Like it's just sort of like, I look like this, you look like that, she looks like that, he looks like that. It's not a thing. It just is, okay, whatever, moving on. Like it's not even, I don't think about it. I'm just like, these are cool people. I want cool people in my life. These are good people. I want good people in my life. I don't care what they look like. I just want good friends. I just want supportive friends. I just want, you know, good people. I just said it like a million times. I want good people in my life. And if you're a good person, welcome to my life. Like, anyway.
Because that's what's happening. That's what happened in 2020. In 2020, they locked shit down because America was so fat and so sickly, we were worried about overloading the hospital system over a fucking cold.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Just to revisit a point I made in a video a couple weeks ago, don't talk about things you don't know about. Hundreds of thousands of people don't die from a cold every year, but it was just a cold. Yeah, people in my life didn't die. My nieces, who were children, didn't end up in the hospital, you know, for a cold. Oh, wait, they did multiple times, and they're not obese. They're actually athletes. Wonder what that was all about. Yeah, that's exactly why the world shut down, is because America was so scared, was so obese.
And that means that most of you motherfuckers were so sickly that you infringed upon the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness of other people over a cold.
Okay, so if that had happened, yes, that would have been unacceptable. But here's the thing, it didn't. What did happen was a worldwide epidemic of monstrous proportions, death tolls at like crazy heights. This is something that we have not encountered in a long time, not in my lifetime. No one knew, what do you do in a crisis like this? And people in charge had to make, you know, the best guess as to what you do. And this is the best they could do, was shut it down until people could learn more about what it is we're dealing with, because most people did not know what we were dealing with. And if it was simply just a cold, then we would not have shut down.
Unfucking acceptable. That should have been seen as unacceptable then. It's unacceptable now. And instead of the people in charge that made the decision that we were too sickly as a fucking population to stay open because we might overload the fucking healthcare system that they are responsible for, instead of them saying this was a wake-up call, everybody get in shape, they closed gyms, told you not to go into sunlight, arrested people for jogging on the beach, closed all the fucking trails, made it so kids couldn't play basketball.
They closed all the trails. That is so weird. During, I believe it was like 2020, 2021, actually for almost 2 years straight, my sister and I, we would go on long walks during the week, and then on weekends we would go hiking on trails. I wonder how we were able to do that. Oh, that's right. Outdoor things weren't shut down. And we live in the same country, Alan.
Made it so you couldn't even buy seeds in some parts of the fucking United States. Made it so you had to walk one way down a fucking aisle and another way up a fucking aisle as if that meant anything. Literally fucking demonized anybody that wasn't willing to wear a diaper on their fucking face just to look like a fucking drone.
There's a difference between being demonized and being penalized for not following a store or an indoor environment's policies. You abide by the no shirt, no shoes, no service policy, so why are you so bent out of shape at just an additional store policy?
What does this have to do with personal shame and obesity hurting society? Because it really just sounds like we're talking about a highly contagious disease. Let's play make-believe here, because he's also playing make-believe and making shit up. What was the government supposed to do? So he's saying the government should have just used this as a wake-up call and told everyone to get in shape. What would that look like? So instead of overcrowding hospitals, we overcrowd gyms, more people got sick, more people died. Cool. Obesity doesn't go away overnight. He should know that, because he's always talking about how fat he used to be and how he's not it. He put in the hard work and he got fit. What would that have looked like? It would have looked like more people dying. But, he's okay with that. I'm pretty sure he thinks obese people shouldn't, exist. So that means some are going to have to die.
Also, he's complaining about how the government was forcing people to live a certain way that goes against how he wanted to live. Forcing people to get fit is the same infringement on people's freedoms.
Who needed to be governed more. This is the fucking issue. The issue is that we the people need to hold we the people responsible. They, the people that are in charge of all this shit, the governments and the corporations, they don't give a fuck if you're sickly. They actually prefer it, because then you're not in any position to bark back at them. You're dependent upon them, and they can manipulate you.
Imagine being this paranoid. Imagine being this paranoid all the time. Like, I couldn't live like this. I don't know how he lives. Like, how do you do it? Like, this is crazy. Like, being this entrenched in conspiracy just is insanity to me. It's just like, there's like life to live, right? There's a whole world out there. Why are you spending so much time just trapped inside your own delusion? Like, I do not get it. Also, I do not get this video. It seems to me he does not have a point. He has a weird title that he's not really touching on. He is going on his normal COVID rant that he likes to go on any chance he gets. It's 2024. Get over it. Just get over it. It happened. It happened. We can't change anything, okay? It happened. We can't go back 4 years.
So, of course, they want to make sure that other people have to accommodate you, because you're in the state that they would actually prefer all of American citizens be. You are sickly, fat, damn near immobile, and dependent upon them to take the fuck care of you. You should be ashamed of yourselves, but the problem is, we don't have shame in society anymore. And even though gluttoning yourself to an incredibly huge fucking size,
we don't have shame anymore, then what is every single one of your videos riddled with? Shaming. That's literally, you make a living shaming people. Shame is alive and well, and you are keeping it alive and well. Just because I don't, feel personal shame on a daily basis, just because, like, the person walking down the street who is overweight does not feel personal shame on a daily basis. And also, here's the other thing. How do you know that people don't feel ashamed? Because they're not going around talking shit about themselves constantly, because we actually choose to be happy rather than angry and miserable like him. Like, I just don't understand, like, what is achieved by being, full of shame for one's own self? It doesn't benefit you in any way, shape, or form to be that negative towards yourself.
It's something you should actually be ashamed about. You should actually feel personal shame. They're going to tell you that anybody that reminds you that you have gluttoned yourself to a state of disproportionate societal burden is the mean person.
Telling people you should feel ashamed just seems backwards to me. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, it just seems like you're projecting. It's like, I am full of so much shame, and I can't imagine why no one else is full of shame, so I'm going to tell you, you should be full of shame. Because I'm full of shame. He keeps telling on himself. Every single video, he just tells on himself. I'm going to finish the video because his video is almost done, and we already know all his talking points. So thank you so much for clicking on the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you did not enjoy it, you can give it a thumbs down. That is cool too. I do not mind. If you are not subscribed already, please consider subscribing, and be sure to hit the notification bell to stay notified of all future uploads. If you have any comments, questions, video suggestions, anything at all, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. Be sure to go follow me over on Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye!